you are actually not listening to people's plights. You do not seem to understand how desperate some of these people are. When I was out campaigning in Uxbridge, it's the only thing that they were talking about on the doorstep, because some people are utterly desperate. A man called Paul Bates spoke to my London the other day. He's had to shut his construction business because of ULEZ. He used a pre-2015 diesel van, and he would not have been able to pay his staff and cover his fees for their non-compliant vans. He says the scrappage scheme would not have saved his company. Now he's saying that he's not going to be able to go and see his 9-year-old daughter as often. He currently visits his daughter in Hythe on the south coast every week, and he's going to have to make that every 2 weeks. There are real people here suffering, really, really suffering. And you come up with other reasons for why you want to do this, but you're not listening to all these cases that we are. People in outer London are suffering because of what you are imposing on them.
So we are listening, which is why we announced the changes in the scrappage scheme. But I'm also listening to Londoners who are worried about interest rates going up. I'm also listening to Londoners worried about inflation, record levels. I'm also listening to Londoners worried about the cost of doing business. This week I had a reception in City Hall, invited businesses to City Hall. The number one concern they had was, as a consequence of government policies, the cost of doing business in London. So we're addressing the concerns we can address. But look, I accept expanding ULEZ wasn't an easy decision. It's not universally popular. The good news is, because of our policies, not only is the air getting cleaner, but in outer London, there are more and more compliant vehicles being driven, and more people making alternative choices as well. And we'll carry on listening and addressing the genuine concerns that Londoners have.
Mr. Mayor, when I look at what you've been doing and where you've been going, and then I look at the people that have been knifed or shot and everything else when you're out prioritising yourself, you're now gadding around selling your selling your book when there's crime all over the place. While you enjoy your perks, Londoners are paying the price.
She is good. Yes, that was Susan Hall, currently the leading candidate against Sadiq Khan when it comes to the London mayoral election. So, one, she was absolutely spot on. She has the experience. She knows exactly what she's doing in City Hall. Two, classic Sadiq Khan. Did you see what he did? She was talking about his policies, his governance of London. He made it about central government. Of course he was going to make it about the UK government, saying, yeah, you're criticizing my ULEZ policy. What about the interest rates? What about inflation? What's that got to do with you? It's absolutely chaotic. It is a classic party political dirty tactic that they all do at times, both sides, red, blue, yellow, and all the other colors. And this is really embarrassing right now. Now, the reason Susan Hall is impressive, and we've talked about her on this channel, I'm going to get her actually as a guest to come on the channel to be interviewed. We've already interviewed Howard Cox, the Reform UK candidate. He's also pretty impressive. But Susan Hall is up against not just Sadiq Khan, but she is up against the Tory establishment, because she's the candidate of the grassroots, the actual Conservatives. But she's got this Daniel Korski guy who used to work under David Cameron and George Osborne in Number 10 for policy unit. And she's backed by the whole of the Tory establishment. You've got government ministers coming out to endorse him. At the same time, despite all that, despite all the money and all the support from the establishment, Susan Hall is still leading. The actual real conservative leaning people in the party and outside the party, they are the ones who are supporting her with lack of establishment support. And it's absolutely brilliant to see, as I said earlier, the tide is turning. You've got Reform UK doing really well in Wales. You've got people like Susan Hall and Howard Cox making noise in London when it comes to this upcoming mayoral election. And we don't know exactly how things are going to go. But it's a good start. It's a good start. But we'll see if they're actually going to allow Susan Hall to become the Tory candidates, or whether the Tory machine are going to pick their own candidate, maybe Korski, but we don't know. Let me know what you think of this video. I'm Mahyar Tousi, and we are the media.